Welcome to the Viking Times. Today we have our co-host, Mr. Win, and one of our better Smash players, Smash Overwatch. Damn it, we just...
It's all right,
All right,
let's go.
Overwatch player.
Yeah. Welcome, Samuel. So today you're going to tell us about Overwatch and why our district decide, why you think from perspective assume, why our district approve Overwatch over other shooting game.
Like Fortnite.
Yeah. I think our district approved Overwatch over other shooting games because, like, Overwatch, the art style, like, is less gory than other games. Or it's not even gory compared to other games. Like, most other games, like, they have, like, intense blood and stuff like that. But Overwatch is just, like laser tag, you know? Like, say you play laser tag in real life.
I like laser tag.
Yeah, like, you get shot with a laser that you can't even see or feel.
Okay.
And, like, you have gear on. So, like, as soon as you see your light going off, you're done. You're out.
Okay.
All right,
So there's no sense of a person dying in Overwatch.
Yeah.
There's no sense. Like, there's no sense of people dying.
So it was to my understanding that when Overwatch 2 came out, it was meant to be a really big game. We're going to switch to more like Overwatch itself. How do you feel about Blizzard and what it's doing to the game?
Like, I feel like they're just out for money at this point. Because they just keep adding new, like, stuff that requires money, like, just purely cosmetic stuff that people just want, I guess.
All right, I got that. So more on to, again, keep switching gears. What are some of the team fundamentals of the game? What's like the core concept? What are you doing in there once you get into game?
Well, there's 3 different classes. There's support, DPS, and tank.
Could you elaborate what DPS means?
Well, damage per second, but that just means, like, you know, the main people on the
Damage dealers.
offense. Damage
Okay.
dealers, yeah. But as a tank, your main, like, goal, depending on who you play, is just basically be on the front lines.
Taking all the hits?
Taking all the hits. And, you know, just making sure your teammates don't die before you do.
All right.
And as a damage dealer, you know, what you mainly do is just deal all the damage, you know? Just stick around your teammates, or depending on who you play, like Reaper. If you play Reaper, you can just go behind the other team and just start picking off their supports. And their supports, well, they're just supposed to be supporting that, you know? They can either be, like, damage boosting or just giving back heals.
All right. So what's like, and you get a team, you load into a match. What's the goal?
There's different goals. They added a new one recently called Flashpoint, where there's 3 different points, and you have to rank up at least, like, 3 wins on those points. But basically, you hold that point until the next point, and just keep doing it for,
Hold that point. That means, like, stay there in that area?
Yeah, basically stay there in that area and make sure the other team doesn't take over.
Okay. So, which is, from what I'm hearing, a very team-centered game. You know, you have a teammate who's lacking, the whole team fails. What would you say you learned from that?
You could learn, like, team building skills and, like, how to, like, properly, like, how to phrase this, like, just communication. Yeah, like, you need to, like, have communication. You need to have, like, a strategy. Like, you need to make sure everyone's on board with your plan, or just anyone's plan.
All right, then. So Overwatch is a pretty good game from what we're hearing. Any, like, other notes you'd like to add?
Overwatch, I mean, there could have been other games that they could have chosen to allow, but I think for now, Overwatch is a pretty good choice for esports, because it's like a good building strategy, leadership skills.
What would you switch it out with if given the option?
That one I need to think about. I don't know.
What about Valorant?
Valorant, I'm not too sure, because there are, like, different things in that game. But Valorant would be a good choice, I would say.
So, just to add, we had an episode where students are asking the district or the community to accept Valorant as part of our esport game. And someone mentioned that the concept of Valorant has a lot of team component in it. But one of the big things that make Valorant stand out is that in Overwatch, if you are a solo player left behind, pretty much your team is lost. But in Valorant, there is still a possibility of able to win the game, even if you're the only person left in the team. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. Because, like, Valorant, it doesn't depend on, it sometimes depends on who you play, but depends more on how good you are.
Like, think of it almost like, because, like, Overwatch is a team-based thing. You all need to work together in order to get a win. I would say Valorant is more similar to, like, Rainbow Siege in a sense where it's like, yeah, you're part of a team, but you're not necessarily working together. You have one common objective, but I don't need like this guy, that guy to do it. Hypothetically, if I'm good enough, I could do that on my own. So it lacks the team building skills. And if anything, it's still fun.
So if we were trying to communicate to the community in terms of Valorant and Overwatch, we see the team component there. But in any sport, there's always the best player, right? And usually the best player carry the whole team.
Usually they make the most money.
All right. So then they usually get the most amount of money. In my view as a teacher as well, beside the concept of a kid playing violent game, that's why we talk about in the other episode, is it true that kids who play violent shooting game are more likely to be more violent? Why do you think of that particular statement?
I don't think it's particularly true. I think it just depends on who the person is and how they deal with their anger.
Who made this statement?
Well, it's a general statement, but made by the public. Yeah. Everywhere.
I think it's entirely depending on how you raise and if you could differentiate a game from reality.
I think it's stereotypical.
Yeah, no, that's like a stereotype. That's not real. That's like saying like, oh, violent gamers, they play Call of Duty. That means they're gonna buy guns and stuff. No, that's not real. Real humans don't do that.
Okay. My audience, do we have anybody who want to make a comment in terms of let's do a quick pose in terms of violent game? Do you agree with violent game are making you more of a violent people? Raise your hand. You agree?
You got one guy all the way in the back of. I just kidding. I made you all look.
Not a single student agree with that statement, right? Not a single student agree.
No.
All right, raise your hand. You have played more than 5 years of gaming.
We got 1, 2,
all right.
3.
How about
4,
7
5, 6.
years?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Almost every single student.
Your entire life.
All right. How about?
You only got one guy here.
That you get to play video game.
I started playing Minecraft at like.
Who played video games since they are 7?
5. I've been playing Minecraft since I was 4.
Oh my goodness! So, how many of you in here actually involved in any physical violent behavior in school ever? Not a single student. Not a single student.
Nope, not a single.
All right, very good. So there you go. We have our consensus. Play a violent game does not make you
a violent person. We have some very peaceful people here, such as the guy behind the mic. One of the most peaceful, chill guys I know, and he plays Geometry Dash.
So the reason I'm adding in is because one of the big component is they're looking at the rating of the game.
Yeah,
and I think Valorant is PG-13.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, PG-13. That's why I said there's no massive blood. You do see like a body fall, but that's the same thing in Overwatch. As I said, it's like same thing in Overwatch. They just ragdoll.
Oh, I see. So again, for the viewer out there, before we accept any particular research about playing video game is pretty much like any other sport. It's just a lot more efficient for our students.
By that logic, wouldn't you say like, oh, because you play football and you tackle guys and you bring guys down, you're going to do that in real life? That's a logic there. If we're going by that logic of, oh, if you play violent video game, you become a violent person. If you play violent sport, wouldn't you be a violent person?
Then every sport's pretty much competitive. And
that's why I said at that point, now it doesn't make sense. Your point is falling.
Okay. All right. Do you want to add anything for Overwatch, Sam?
Anything for Overwatch?
Blizzard might be watching this.
Blizzard might no.
That's okay. Blizzard's out there. You'd like to sponsor Viking Times or esports program? We are happy. I'm super happy.
Fix your game first, and then you could sponsor us.
No. But we were super happy that you create this amazing game for our kid, and you create a whole entire world of esports for us. So if you happen to watch this episode and would love to sponsor our esports program at Marina Valley High School, please contact us, right?
Yeah.
At 951, I'm just kidding. Do you have a phone number?
No, I don't. But I do. But don't contact my phone personally. Or if you would like to have a staff to represent the Overwatch team to address your concern, that'd be great. Zoom or anything like that, right?
Send them an email. Shoot them an email. Yeah, shoot us an email at Viking Times.
Just going to be contact@vikingtimes.org. It's going to be official. Our official contact email is going to be vikingtimes.org, or you can email me at Marina Valley High School, right? Just call our school and just look for Mr. John Wynn.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
And later on, we'll also have other forms of social media, Twitter, Instagram. All right, then with that'll be all. Any other closing notes, you guys? Mr. Wynn?
No, we're good. So hopefully you join us on our next week's episode.
Yep.
Yes.
Any closing notes, Sam?
Everyone is valued.
All right,
Thank
then.
you guys.